You can have a like. This is already a great video. Good evening, everybody. This is another awkward intro, take 3 of the. Yep, that's what we're gonna have. You can have a like, and I don't bloody know. They're saying for 1 like on this video. It's fantastic already. The XRL Podcast for whatever we're doing. This has been a mess. Hi, everybody. Yeah. Oh, so you can't hear Wes because he's useless, but you'd be able to hear the rest of us. You know me, you know my voice.
Fantastic.
Yep, you're joined by the XRL F1 Division lucky champion Jordan 94, Jordan, and F1 Division driver Adam 159, better Adam, as we call him.
Hello.
You know, and also that double prick Wes. No, sort your mic up now. No, sort it out. Oh,
So it's just
that's
you.
a big turn off.
So it's none of you. Now we should be back.
Right, take 4.
Sorted it. Well, fucking the wire came out the back of my microphone, meaning it just
Jeez Christ.
didn't work.
We are
What a mess this is. It's like...
And the microphone the microphone that is built into my laptop I have muted in the settings so it can't echo. It's cool, go. We've done it. It's great.
I suppose
We've done it.
it's quite appropriate, really, considering the topic of the podcast.
Yeah, and it's quite fitting
Stuff
in time
going
with
wrong.
the start of season 12 we had, which was
Who immediately give it a dislike? Who's done that? Which one of you?
I liked it, so
Not me.
you know that was the
Take
introduction.
5.
That was the introduction. I think
Right.
you're fine.
Do you want to? There would be a tweet out, but I think the thing would have tweeted it out actually.
Yeah.
By the way,
Automatically
if
done.
there's somebody who shall not be named watching this, thank you for your support by disliking this video. Yeah.
I'm gonna retweet the fact that it's live.
Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah, I've done my part. Now you guys can have
But
fun.
yeah, we briefly to just kick this off. The start of season 12 has not been great, has it? Really, I mean, us three can speak about the F1 division. It was thrilling.
Sparse.
Yeah. Sparse is a good word.
No,
And then it was
see
the
it.
gaps.
Yeah, I see.
Was it 10
Vince's car
seconds
for the
every
first 3 laps. It was great. Jordan had back of the field to 3rd tyres, and Adam, you had contact with somebody.
I had a race. Yeah, we'll show that.
Oh,
I
bush.
I found some cars in the first 5 laps, and then I sort of saw your car in the far distance, and that was that.
Beautiful. And GP2, from what I understand, was even worse somehow. GP3, Xbox Live decided to have a middle finger up against us. And F4 was good, whereas you can speak about F4.
Yep.
That was good. Go for it.
Yeah, it was actually pretty good. I'll give it that. Throughout the field, strategy came very much involved. We weren't exactly sure what everyone was doing. A bit of carnage on the last lap, a little bit of carnage on the first lap, but a lot more on the last than the first. But no, there was a lot of actual intense battles. There was a lot of training, I'm going to say, going along. There was a lot of that. There was a big battle of 4 cars, big battle of 5 cars. Everyone's slowing each other up a little bit, admittedly, but good racing, some close. A few little incidents here and there, but everything went pretty well.
And an hilarious last lap crash.
Yes, yeah. Stuart's report for me is not going to be fun. I'm still waiting for Michael to send the report. I think you haven't done that yet, Michael.
I did see that.
So that's all I'm waiting on, because the other division I'm just going to put nothing to report probably, because from what I've got there isn't.
Nothing to report. No, but The shame,
Tiz
really.
is on the chat, by the way.
Yeah, he apparently
Someone
wants
has
an
called
invite
Gary a
to,
nutcase.
to join it.
Yeah, you're
No.
We've got Adam as our
No.
special guest this week.
Yeah.
Adam, how do you feel to be
He's
special?
this week. You're gonna find out
Get
why in a
him
bit.
in. Why not?
No.
Yeah,
It's
just get
not
everyone
how
in.
life
The
works.
more the merrier.
We need more viewers.
The more the merry.
No, we're doing one special person each week.
Yeah.
You're the special person this week,
This is
Adam.
how the format's gonna work. You'd
That special person,
be
isn't it?
honoured as
Yeah.
the first special
Fantastic.
guest this week.
I am.
This
Thank
first
you very
one.
much.
I was outnumbered.
Um,
No, I'm joking.
I suppose moving on swiftly, but rather than talk about the depressing subject.
Let's have him at 4.
Oh.
I thought it was great.
I even get a text message from a certain somebody who wants to be a special guest. Right, this person who would be considered somebody who would be definitely
Okay,
on
who?
this. Like, I will send you a message.
Ah.
I will not say,
Oh, okay.
but it's
The fact that I have to hear you twice is a
It-
bit annoying. I'm just going to put that one out there.
good.
Oh, right. Do they want to be a certain special
Yeah.
person? Because they can do if they want. That person
Yeah,
gets
it's a bit different to just the driver.
that person gets
so,
a pass
sorry
whenever
to,
they want. They can if they want.
Yeah. Yeah, special person.
Yeah.
But yeah, moving swiftly on to the actual F1 because it's we've all seen practice 1 and 2 or at least the results.
Yeah, if you haven't, don't bother.
Yeah, if you haven't, look away. Don't look away. Listen.
No, don't listen away either.
now.
There's no
Listen
point going to
away.
watch it either.
Don't
so just
listen.
listen. We'll give you the news
But
update.
just go look at the results soon. But I'm not really gonna shock anybody here. And Hamilton dominated basically.
Whoa.
But just a thing to all of you, those who have actually seen it and seen the cars who have gone around the track and everything. I'm not that overly impressed by the cars.
I'm not.
I will be first to say it.
I think it's difficult. It depends what corner. I think it's some corners are pretty much the same as last year in terms of how alive the cars look. But then you've got turns 11 and turns 10 and 11. Sorry, the fast left right.
The one after that as well.
Through there, they're noticeably quicker. The change of direction.
But the cars just look really heavy though. They don't look light.
It's just
it's a bit.
But then
Seems a
again,
lot
they've,
bigger,
they've,
isn't it? That's
they've
the
probably not been taken to the full potential yet.
No, I mean,
I do get what you mean though. They look sort of cumbersome because of how big they are.
yeah,
If something's
Yeah.
fatter, you're gonna instinctively look at it and think
You're heavy.
it's not as quick as you think
Yeah.
it looks. You know what I mean?
yeah, it's a
Yeah.
sense of speed.
And judging
is a
off the
bit
times as well,
off.
I was disappointed, very disappointed, especially with Becky.
Yeah, I
two
mean, I
times.
can't. I mean, they've got the aim of being 4 to 5 seconds quicker. I think it'll be on a track by track basis. Australia's a very bumpy track, and when you start to push the limit more, it's going to be more harsh on the cars and the drivers. I mean, you can visibly see the cars bumping around through the braking
You can
zone
see
and
them
turn one and
bending.
so on. It's a bit.
The shark fins or whatever bending.
Boy, you can see the Haas bending.
It's bending like
Yeah.
shit. That.
They really need to stiffen that up.
That is scary.
Set
Yeah, I
two
had
wings
to
off.
remove the T-wing.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That
People
can't.
are just
That,
a bit
that
like
can't be faster having it bend like that. Surely.
No,
That does
it's
not
a
do anything
hazard
good.
really, because that's gonna fly off.
Yeah, it's definitely a hazard, but Gunter Steiner did actually say that the telemetry showed that it was working, which I'm not sure I believe, because obviously aerodynamics is all about stability, so...
Red herring.
Yeah. I mean, I know there was a controversy in 2010-11 with flexing wings for Red Bull, but that's taken it to the 10th degree, that is, or the nth degree. Jesus Christ, I'm not awake enough. But yeah.
That's why people thought it was taken off, wasn't it? That was why they got asked to take off, because it was flexing that much.
Yeah.
Obviously, Mercedes have still got the closed rack on the back with 3 elements,
Close rack, did you
Antenna.
call it?
which they're just going to keep adding them on. That's what it is.
Yeah, you're alright.
And there's no reason for them not to keep adding elements onto it. That's the thing.
Well, as long as it's within the
It's
rules,
within
then
the
it will
rules.
just become. They may as well have another little car on it.
Wings on
Like a
wings,
1 to
seeking
50 scale
downforce, while you
curve.
downforce.
Wingception.
Oh God. But just another thing as well. How fast do you think these cars will go in qualifying tomorrow? Providing it's a dry and normal
19.
session, do you really still think the 19?
They're just going to turn them up.
I'm not seeing that.
I think the pole lap will be a 20.4. I'm not sure they'll be quite that low. I think maybe a high 21.
I have faith that they're just going to turn they're just going to turn them up and be like, there you go.
High 21, low 22.
If they do, that will be an awesome spectacle. I would love to see them go 4 seconds quicker than they did today.
That's the thing we don't know, isn't it? Because 4 engines.
Because they were saying about 4 engines, they don't want to push, do they?
They're only going to run the engines at full power
when they need to
in the season in Q3.
Yeah. Some of them, like Red Bull, might give it a go.
They've kind of shot themselves in the foot doing that.
They have.
Yeah, because the whole point of the cars was they were supposed to be more aggressive, but at the same time they're having to conserve them more.
Yeah.
So
not being
things like that they need to sort out in general. Just conflicting messages all the time.
Decision-making process. That's hopefully where Braun gets his elbows in.
Yeah,
just so Michael, they're not going to do a 115. No.
If they do a 115 tomorrow, how funny would that be?
No.
Just be like, what?
115 supersonic.
They would have had to corner cut like turn 8 and 9.
Lewis's P2 time is 123.6. That's reference for anyone who's not seeing it.
They got in the 23
on the ultra softs.
On the ultra softs.
Yeah.
Red Bulls can't.
Red Bulls were a bit disrupted.
Red Bulls can't turn it on, can they? They can't turn on the ultras. Red Bulls.
No,
they had a weird bit of setup.
Yeah.
Like their setup between FP1 and FP2 was awful.
Yeah. I know Ricardo sounded optimistic-ish.
Oh really?
FP2.
Yeah, but he always is.
Well, obviously not.
He would.
Yeah. Like they know Mercedes are fastest, but they basically said like the gap's not as big as it looks at the moment. And I can believe that because I think, like I've always said, it's only Q3 when we'll know for sure what the running order is. Because like you've mentioned about saving engines.
So who's going out in Q1 though? Which team is that? McLarens and Saubers and.
McLaren Saubers.
I don't know. Yeah.
Ooh.
I don't know if everyone's
one of a
McLaren on board.
See, I think like somebody like Palmer could go out or something. Even like Renault does look pretty handy. Hulkenberg's making that car look pretty handy. I'll be honest.
He's Hulkenberg, though, isn't he?
But I can see it being Palmer or like
I like that.
Somebody a bit tragic.
Toro Rosso maybe or not.
I can't see it being one of the Toro Rossos. They look pretty good.
I can't see it being one of the Toro.
I don't know why. I feel like Alonso's going to get in. I feel like Alonso's going to get into Q2.
Yeah,
I can't. I just can't see it.
When
everyone turns the engines up.
I don't know if you've seen the McLaren on board, Wes, but
no, I haven't.
We're getting onto the subject of worst F1 teams soon.
Is it bad?
The car, it literally sounds and looks like it's going to blow up.
What is
That's
the point?
Not confidence.
They surely got to drop the Honda, have they not?
Yeah, I see.
Yeah. Summer breaks the deadline.
Is it? Alright.
If they're not, well, not officially, but if they're not competitive by the summer break, I can see a deal with Mercedes being done because it's a win-win for Mercedes. Like if McLaren went to Mercedes and said, "Look, we want your engines back," there's no way Mercedes would turn them down because one, it takes another team out of the equation because McLaren themselves have admitted that they can't win with a Mercedes engine because the works team will just beat them. So it takes McLaren out of the picture, and it's good PR for Mercedes as well because they'll just go, well, if McLaren are competitive again, they'll be like, yeah, because of our engine.
Yeah, just have Mercedes to thank.
So it's a win-win.
It's because going back to that point they just made about them. That's the whole reason they went to Honda, wasn't it? Because they wanted to win. They wanted to be the main focus of the manufacturer, and it's just. Well, nobody thought it would be this bad.
And that's why Alonso went there as well.
Everyone thought
we knew they'd struggle. 2015, fair enough. 2016 looked better. Like you could visibly, you could see the improvements.
Four steps backwards.
It's because they went through a complete redesign. It's like they was like, we're making progress.
It's like the McLaren car for 2013. at the end of 2012, they had the fastest car, and they completely overhauled the design of it, and it was nowhere the entire season. McLaren, like, that's...
I think the problem's run quite... I think they're quite fundamental. I think it's down to the fact that sort of Japanese companies in general, not just Honda, they have a tendency to be very set in the ways, and they're determined to work from Sakura and not, they're not fully committed on going to Woking and staying there full time and trying to do everything in house. I feel like there's probably some communication breakdowns going on.
Well, there's definitely some sort of breakdowns going on.
But
yeah,
can we talk about how Force India at the back looks like a McLaren when you look at the rear wing?
It reminded me of Jensen because
how Force India are taking they've taken their place in the championship, but they're 4th place now and stuff like that last season, and now they're starting to look like them, and they use Mercedes engines and shit. They are just taking what used to be McLaren
and just morphing into McLaren. Yeah, actually, what do you think about that? Do you think they'll be able to finish 4th again?
Yeah.
Force India.
Who they got to beat? Williams. Yeah.
Williams. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
they can
a bit of something Michael's put in it. I don't know anybody else reading the chat, but he's mentioning we're now getting B teams. We're getting Toro Rosso and Haas, and
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah.
We know that.
Ferrari and Haas.
Yeah, Ferrari.
Well,
Haas.
there's no. It's quite thinking about like the long-term goals, because so far it's definitely not been used as a B team. The B team for Ferrari is Sauber. Really.
Sauber, yeah. Mm.
Yeah, I mean, Mercedes had Manor for like a season.
You could say though that sort of Force India in a way is half a B team to Mercedes, because they have they always used Mercedes engines? I swear, since I've known them, they always seem to have Mercedes engines.
Yeah.
So
maybe they might have used Ferrari in the debut season. Possibly. I think they did.
Debut season.
And they always they always seem to be in midfield,
they
so they're sort of like a tier 2 team.
Are you ready, by the way?
Taken up. Go on.
The guest. We should do it.
I've seen it.
Yeah.
Force India's a pink.
Oh Jesus! Don't set the prick off.
I like Force India that are pink. I'm gonna have to change the colour of my room to pink now, from white, green, and orange even.
Well,
I like it. It's different, isn't it? It's different, isn't it?
I like it. Yeah.
I like it.
It's a sensible pink as well.
Yeah.
It's not a
glarish.
I liked them because they were orange, green, and white when I first saw them. That's the reason I became that's why they became my favourite. And now they're pink, and it's just like, okay, keep being different.
It's a shame the actual car looks terrible.
No, I don't think it looks bad though.
Yeah, it does. It's got the front wing is all the worst.
Yeah, it's all the worst bits, but they still look kind of nice as well. They don't look like dog crap. I just like it's pink. It's
one
different.
of the worst looking shapes this
Yeah,
season.
I'll probably give you that. Yeah.
Yeah, that bump in the.
What's that bump do though? What is
great.
It takes the shape of that car in the 1980s. I can't remember what it was, but remember the one with the triple grill at the front?
Yes.
1979. It reminds me of the shape of that. Just about obviously that.
I think it's to do with the suspension, Wes.
Right.
Something I can't remember exactly what it is, but I read about it. And it's something to do with it was the only way they could fit in the suspension.
Okay.
And satisfy all the exclusion
rules.
zones on where parts of the car are allowed to be.
Right.
I think. Yeah. The technical director said they would have smoothed it out if they could, but that
they obviously like the suspension they got then.
Gone into the exclusion zone, so.
Right. So there's something in their suspension that they like and they don't want to change for anything then.
Yeah.
Alright.
I don't know if it's like in the same vein as the Mercedes and Red Bull systems that everyone's been talking about in the paddock, but that sort of semi-active suspension.
Yeah. Like for example,
Was people. That loud?
It is, isn't it? Because you're not fully allowed.
Well, apparently they've been told to take it off. Mercedes and Red Bull. Apparently they were informed after testing.
Right.
I thought it was Toro Rosso who had that.
Toro Rosso probably do as well.
Yeah, Toro Rosso came with a really strikingly similar design to Mercedes, and yet
nowhere near them.
2 seconds behind them. Yeah, it's funny that.
Yeah,
we obviously can't. Yeah, we can't see the underside of the car as well. They're probably.
Yeah. Well, then you got Red Bull doing that, putting a hole right in the front wing, isn't there? Because of the dirty air and shit.
Mm.
They just put a massive hole at the end of it.
I think there's a rule about that as there's a rule about that though as well. I think if there's a hole in the front, it has to. They have to prove that it's just for driver cooling.
Right.
But obviously, there's loads of. There's probably stuff they could do with pitot tubes and stuff that could get around that. If they wanted to change pressure anywhere on the car. I don't know. There'll be some clever solution.
Yeah, it's Red Bull, aren't they? They're smart asses when it comes to.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're always bending the rules.
Yeah, but that's what you got to do, ain't you? You got to.
You got to think outside the box.
Yeah, that's what it's about.
But anyway, we just moving on slightly. I know Adam is our special guest, but our ultra special guest, which is a meaning which I've just came up with.
Is he purple? Is he the purple tyres?
Oh, Jesus Christ!
You said ultra.
Yeah. Welcome the Pirelli Ultra Soft. Yeah, that's definitely we've got in this party. Speak up.
I'm not
you want to.
Ultra Soft. I need to have my own new colour.
I think we're calling you fast. Is that not it? That's a compliment
there. Yeah, I'll take it because I'm certainly.
But
not
you
that
might
anymore.
explode.
Well, don't worry. You can degrade quickly as well. It fits
dear,
perfectly.
that might mean my appearance is very short-lived then.
Wow.
I'll wear off very soon. Anyways, yeah, glad to be here. Glad to be involved in such discussion. It's nice to hear you talking about obviously F1 starting up tomorrow. I didn't hear any F1 chat regarding Ferrari though. Are we not?
Do we care?
Winning, or have we already talked about
They're not funny.
They're just there.
Well, no,
they got some. Actually, they have got some. They got some weird stuff. If you notice on the onboard, they got some weird stuff, don't they? They got some little things sticking out the side of their car and the front of it, leading up to the cockpit.
Yeah, it looks mad from onboard.
What's that about?
They're just making the most of because for some reason it looks like the new regs have freed up some of that area around the barge boards for development again. Like 2008, where you remember they had the massive fins on the side of the cockpit. Like they're starting to creep back in again, and Ferrari have just seen that and just really gone full out on it.
Well, it just looks like they've done the usual, isn't it? They
made a red
come
car.
from Barcelona.
They made a red car, that's it.
made a red car, and then took to Barcelona and beat a Mercedes. And then they've gone to Australia and we'll have second down.
Happens every year.
Well,
That happens.
Let's face it, we all knew Hamilton was sandbagging this morning or yesterday when he said, I think Ferrari are the favourites. No, not really. Come on.
To be fair, they got a reliable.
You can say that with Bottas. He's had a bit of a
going slowly at the moment.
An easy day.
He's sandbagging. There you go. No.
I think it is a little bit early to judge him.
Yeah, he's waiting.
Yeah,
he's a very smart guy. He's a very I'll do it in the race driver, isn't he? I'll just do it then. Just when.
Yeah, thing you got to think about though as well.
I was saying that.
Lewis has been there for 4 years now. He's going into his 5th year. He knows everyone.
Yeah, he's getting.
Obviously, Bottas is going in. He's still getting used to it. So I could give it a few races.
I mean, it's probably because he's a Finn as well, but he has got a reputation for being reliable in the races. But
yeah,
I can't remember whether it was last year or the year before he actually hit the wall, coming out
2014
9. Yeah, coming out of turn 9, and he threw away a podium, I think, If I'm.
But that was his
right.
first experience in a competitive car, though. So
yeah,
his 2013 car was just a bit of a dog. So.
Oh yeah, terrible car.
Right, and well, terrible cars. This could be interesting.
Leading on nicely.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know how we're gonna do this or break this one, but the worst car people know of, which you
I don't have a
really
clue.
know.
I don't have a clue.
Bernie, the worst F1. Go for it. This was, yeah.
Sorry, it's not just me that Joe had lag right then when you said that, is it?
Yeah, great lag.
You went, Bernie, go for it.
Good going, guys.
I heard my name, sorry.
Yeah.
I just ran downstairs and was like, heard my name, I was like,
yeah. What is the worst F1 team you've ever known of in Formula 1?
Worst F1 team? Oh, God. This is where you'll probably find out that my actual knowledge is pretty poor.
Same.
In terms of like the old days, anyway, I mean, HRT, isn't it?
Hey, see, I've got the same level as experts as Bernie. How about that?
Nowhere near as bad.
I mean, that's Arrows weren't, Minardi weren't great, but you know, Mark Webber did well.
Oh, I'm not having that.
You're naming point scores.
No, I like that. I like that. Starting off high, shall we say?
Yeah, they had highs. And now
Someone said
let's start to delve into the pits of I'll go with mine. And this is what I knew before I got told anything. And I thought the worst team to ever enter F1 was Lola MasterCard. I thought that. Rocked up to the 97 season, a rush car. They didn't want to enter till 98, but sponsors they had to. They rushed together with an off-power Ford V8 engine, a chassis which was terrible, an aerodynamic which was awful. The drivers qualified 11 and 13 seconds off the pace around Albert Park. Terrible. And they withdrew from the sport a week later. Now, that's something. That is something. After actually saying Simtech are the worst team. No, we won't have that.
Well, yeah, we saw it on the video, didn't we?
Yeah, that was a strange video, but what I've said, and this, you know, a team which never got better than 11 seconds off pole, even though they did one race. It doesn't show consistency throughout a season of being absolutely awful. And Jordan, please do it for us.
Should I enlighten everyone who doesn't? I'm sure some people must know this, just because of how bad they are. But it's got to be Life Racing engines from the 1990 season.
Yeah, they're not good.
Yes, yes, we got it. Someone who said it.
Just didn't come to my head at the time.
They basically it was a marketing exercise for like a W12 engine that Life Engines created. Why they decided to create a W12 engine, I've absolutely no idea.
And a great team name.
They thought it'd be a good idea to obviously start an F1 team, but they didn't have a chassis, so they bought one that had been designed for an F3000 team. Good start. So they brought us the first race, 1990, in USA. One chassis, one engine, pretty much no spare parts. This engine was turning out 480 horsepower. All the other competitors were at least 600. So, you know, another good start. Before they even turned a wheel.
So basically, like a car without
it's literally the worst characteristics you can possibly think of.
Sounds like a Formula 3 car then. It just doesn't sound anywhere near the power levels or anything.
Good segue that, because
but with added weight.
That's it was pace. That's how quick it was.
So it was a Formula 3 car then in an F1 race.
Pretty much.
Wow.
Yeah. In F1 pre-qualifying, because they actually competed in 40 pre-qualifyings and never qualified.
I'm not shocked about that part.
Well, they had Gary Brabham in the car at first. For the first two races at least, he got sick of the team after two races, because in the second race the mechanics went on strike and didn't put oil in the engine, so he stopped at 400 yards. And that was that thing.
Wow.
It's an actual wow. So they needed a driver. Who the hell would possibly even go there? Well, they thought, let's hire someone who's desperate, an Italian veteran called Bruno Giacomelli, who hadn't raced for 7 years, so they signed him. That whole season, never ran 8 laps without getting in issues.
Sounds like Honda now.
Really
In Portugal, they actually did give up on the W12 and put a V8 in it, but the engine cover didn't fit, so it flew off the car in its first lap.
Oh my god. Oh my god. It sounds like a group of mates have decided to compete in F1, doesn't it?
He also said at the 1990 San Marino GP, he said he was scared he might be struck from behind as his car was so slow. And then they had enough and withdrew. I can't believe they actually went through 14 races before quitting.
Nearly a season.
It took them that long to realise they were bad. And if you look at some of the qualifying times, for instance, in Phoenix, whole time was 1:28.6, and they did a 2 minutes 7.1. That's the kind of gaps. 35 seconds, just 35 seconds.
I feel like they'd actually be thrown out.
Yeah.
Nowadays.
I think I can't believe. Well, that's why they're pre-qualifying those, is because you have people that.
Yeah, but these days we need F teams, so they might be let in.
No, this is a great lap. Speaking of Imola, no wonder he thought he was going to be hit from behind, because in qualifying he did a 7 minutes 16.2, which is 5 minutes 53 off pole. So Senna could have done an extra 5 laps pretty much. By the time he could have done 6 laps for every one that Giacomelli did.
I've said this before though. I couldn't do a lap that slow on the game if I tried.
It's not possible.
I'd get that bored doing it. I couldn't finish it. I'd just stop.
I couldn't go around the lap without having too much shame and just getting out of the car and running quicker than I was driving.
It probably brought down, and then it went on the truck, and the truck did a lap to do that time. It must have done 7 minutes 16. And the worst thing is, it wasn't even the last in that qualifying session, because there was 2 that didn't even set a time. That was the standards that was set in 1990. I want to go back to that time. It's brilliant.
I kind of want to as well, to be honest with you. Kind of want to see some shit.
It is entertaining.
You thought HRT were bad, at least they were only 4 or 5 seconds a lap slower.
And reliable.
And sort of reliable,
yeah, they made it to the end of the races.
If you actually Google them as well, you can just tell how bad the car is. It just looks like it looks like a model. It's like a model car. It's so basic.
We were saying this the other day. How can a car which looks sort of like an F1 car be that slow? How?
Which I thought was some footage on YouTube of it, and there's hardly any of it. Surprising, really, because you can't really miss it when it's on track.
No.
It's not hard to film, is it? 141, we're in Monaco. You can't miss it.
That was probably the best qualifying performance of the year, that.
Yeah, they're only 2 seconds off Coloni in that lap. That was the nearest rivals.
Who themselves
shocking.
So definitely not Simtech. Definitely not HRT. Surprisingly not Nastica Polo. I can't think of anyone.
Caterham on a list as well. That's also way off.
Beautiful. Yep. Good job. Nobody can hear. Your dog's going mental.
May as well, after talking about bad teams, what about bad drivers? Because I've got someone for this as well. That is, I know for a fact is going to be worse than anyone you say. Don't bother saying Narinka Kane. He got 4th at 2005 US Grand Prix.
Yeah, he got points. See, I mentioned this earlier to John of Gabriele Tarquini being the worst driver. Failing to pre-qualify 40 times in 7 seasons is a bit poor.
That's pretty spectacular.
That is pretty good. But
that might be car as well, though.
Nobody actually.
Well, yeah, especially if you get put in a life, for instance, or a Coloni. What do you 20 seconds off the pace. But if you had any talent,
good drivers get in the good cars.
It ended up there.
Yeah.
Then why is Alonso in a McLaren?
This driver. Taki Inoue as well. That was another one. Like, come on.
He's sort of transcended normal badness, though. He's just become a legend.
He's worth a follow on Twitter if you don't follow him.
I've got 2.
At least he accepts how bad he is.
I've got 2 for worst driver. One's a bit of an out there shout, but I think we can all agree. Pastor Maldonado.
Whoa. No, he won a race.
No,
he won a race.
He won a race, yes, granted. But how many races has he ruined in his career?
No, he made them more exciting, man.
He had races, though. He had them.
Yeah.
Did he score a point?
There were flashes. There were flashes of a very good driver.
Yeah, when he won the race.
My other one's a bit
remember when he qualified?
Right.
Was it second or third for Singapore one year?
Second, yeah.
Yeah, 2012. I think.
He was running fourth as well, and then his car just decided to not.
The thing with Maldonado, after that win, did he score a point the whole season after that? Was it?
Yeah, it took him to like Japan or something to score points.
Well, my other suggestion is slightly better. Luca Badoer.
Who?
Luca Badoer.
That's a good.
It was pretty bad. It was a pretty bad race.
Is he the driver with most races without points?
He sort of test drove Ferrari for a number of years, and obviously when Massa got his injury, he came in and did absolutely nothing. So, for Ferrari,
Raikkonen won the race, and Badoer did have the fastest first sector time at one point in that race.
But he was last. And he also crashed in Park Fair, mate, didn't he?
Yeah, that was it. Was into the back of Suttle.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It wasn't a crash. It was a very gentle tap, but it was still funny.
He did nearly score points in the Minardi in the Nürburgring. His car broke down when he was 5th. And it's the most heartbreaking thing in F1. He's sat there crying down. he thought, yes, I'm actually going to get a point. And then, no, car's brought down with him.
Destin not get a point. Then.
That is quite heartbreaking.
If you want to cry.
So he's destined to fail, basically.
Well, his name is
he was pretty awful.
Good shout on the.
His name is basically "Look how bad you are."
Shout. Ricardo Rossi, that's a good one. That's the Ricardo driver, of course. And I'm trying to think what other teams he was. Arrows or Footwork, as they're called. Yes, it was Footwork.
Oh Jesus! But I want to hear the driver who trumps them all. I want to hear this because none of us know.
Well, my nomination, I don't know if this is going to be Jordan's number 1, but it's if not number 1, it's definitely an honourable mention, I'd say. But I don't want to upstage him if this is actually number 1.
It can't. Sorry, it can't. I don't want to be bashful, but it cannot be.
Is it anybody you've talked about to me before?
No, I've not mentioned his name because I was saving it for this. You see.
Oh, fantastic! Right, well, my honourable mention would be Chanak Nissany.
Oh, yes. He's
competing in practice for basically he was an Israeli businessman. Literally no racing background whatsoever, as far as I can gather, and he just managed to buy an F1 drive.
I think he might have done a couple of F3 races when he was like 42. Literally 42.
The young age of 40, the ripe age of 42.
Didn't he crash in like a practice and he couldn't get the steering wheel off? He didn't know else, so they had to crane the car away with him in it.
Yep.
Wow.
There's another clip on YouTube. If you please watch it. Some of the lines he takes.
If you can find it on YouTube, Chanak Nissany, his name is, and basically he takes the anti-racing line.
I want to link to this. I want to see this.
He drives through the middle of the road.
You got to pass your arts test to at least race, so you've got to know the racing line.
Oh, he's got money. Bribes.
Is that guy at the Chinese Grand Prix a couple of years ago who ran across the pit straight because he quote wanted to have a go in one of the cars?
What?
Basically like him with money, really.
I'll find a link to this.
that is a good shout. But
the lines that he takes are just amazing. Like it's just bang in the middle of the road. He tries to stay as far away from the grass as he possibly can, and he still doesn't work because he goes off like 30 minutes in. Yes, the absolute worst. You're gonna have to be ready for this. I don't think.
By the way, Wes, have you got any honourable mentions?
Oh, I don't even know. No, I don't think. Who actually? No, I don't. No, don't have any.
Yuji Ide was pretty bad.
Yeah, he's up there.
Was all.
You got Sakon Yamamoto up there as well. He was a bit rubbish, to be honest.
Yet somehow
he just kept turning up,
getting drives. Yeah. But I mean, Ide was pretty special. He couldn't speak English, so he couldn't talk to half the race engineers in the Super Aguri team. Let go of the steering wheel on a lap in Bahrain. I can't remember whether it was practice or the race, but yeah, couldn't hang on to the car and mounted. I can't remember who it was. He mounted at Imola and flipped, but yeah, he got his super license revoked, and he remains the last driver to have his super license actually taken off him.
For nearly killing Christian Albert.
That was the one. Who himself was pretty crap as well.
Right, no, I've got someone worse than all of those put together.
Drum roll.
He's done 2 races. You will not know, it's too obscure. 1967 Canadian Grand Prix and the 1969 Canadian Grand Prix. He was a Canadian driver. They must obviously in those days you sort of swapped and just it was like trading cards. You just swapped drivers every race. But he debuted in the 1967 Canadian Grand Prix. And it went pretty well. 90-lap race. Don't know how many laps he actually completed.
Go on.
He didn't crash or anything.
52.
The formation lap.
Oh.
47.
Oh, that was close.
He was nearly half the race distance. And that was in 1967. And then he thought, he thought, I want a bit more of that. So he came back in 1969. And he actually is the only driver in history to get black flagged for being too slow.
That is peak.
He got into an incident with Jackie Stewart when he was probably getting lapped for the 1000th time or whatever. On that occasion, he finished 22 laps, and the leaders were on 46. That's less than half. So there you go. That's.
How was it? What car was his car really that bad, or was he that bad?
He was in an. Let me have a look. He was in an Eagle.
Yeah, this Nissan is pretty good.
Oh no, he did the 1968 Canadian Grand Prix as well, but he didn't start. He had engine trouble, probably for the best. That's probably a sign for him to just stop. Yeah, there you go. Al Peace, worst driver ever. I'd say. Can't think of anyone that can't even complete half the race distance. And someone obviously getting black flagged for being too slow.
That is actually an achievement.
Nothing was worth the wait.
Well, it was better than anything we could throw up. How do you find this stuff out?
I just remember hearing about it. I got good memory. It's like a sponge.
Sky Source.
When you hear something like that, you're gonna remember it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Black flag for being too slow.
I don't even know you could be, and I've read the fucking rule book on the shit. I didn't even know you could be black flag for being too slow. I thought it was just if you had a mechanical fault and you ignored the water.
That's dangerous. If they think you're in danger, yeah.
From getting lapped. He had an incident with Jackie Stewart, like I said, the most high profile one.
I think I like the fact that the odds is like multiple choice. I'm pretty certain.
That's how he got disqualified. It was the Matra Tino, where he was Ken Tyrrell. He protested to the officials to get him out of the race.
Israel apparently have scored against Spain. It's 3-1, but they have done.
This is a
By the way, Gary sent me a message, I assume attempting to say Monopoly, and the way he spelled it is inspirational. Do you want me to try and pronounce the word he's produced? Because this is actually quite hard. No, actually it won't be that
Can you
hard.
give us the letters? Can all have a go?
Instead of Monopoly, he has managed to spell out the word Monloppy.
Wow. You're close, Gary.
There's only one Gary.
Only one Gary.
MONLLOPY.
Monloppy.
Monloppy.
Sounds like a really painful operation. I'm gonna go and have a monthly tomorrow.
A monoloppy.
Can't eat for 24 hours.
Oh.
Or like a really posh French village.
Or sounds like a really bad driver to enter F1.
Yeah.
Gabriele Monolopoly.
Just another Italian to add to the collection. Because there was a lot. And not to single out them, but the amount of them which tried to pre-qualify in the late 80s, early 90s, and were just a bit awful is quite incredible.
Yeah, I think that's a bit of a shame for F1 in general. Actually, at the minute, the lack of Italians talent anywhere in racing apart from a few, like a handful. Yeah.
I thought we were going to say the lack of cars in general. It's like I say, 1990 you can turn up with a shit box and still have a go at pre-qualifying.
1990 you could turn up with Jeff.
That's why they had to have
try and pre-qualify.
Get rid of the slowest ones. There's 30 cars in the race. In some of those races that I was looking at there.
Can you imagine a life F1 car which just kept taking out Senna and Mansell back in them days? Can you imagine that? It would have been great. It would have been more entertaining.
It's like I said, well, some of those teams did get in the races, obviously, occasionally. I think it was the top, just the first of whoever in the pre-qualifying session got into the race. And I don't remember, because I don't remember watching it, but I remember reading about Onyx. And they got into, they tended not to pre-qualify whatsoever, and they managed to get a podium in Estoril. Because the driver did no stops and he was effectively driving on rims at the end. We need those stories back.
You'd never get that nowadays. You'd never get Sauber getting a podium this season or something like that. It won't happen.
No.
The best you get is having like 4 seasons.
I mean, it was kind of.
Cars are too reliable these days. That's what it is. It's like obviously in them days.
I'm not even sure it's that. It's just. It takes rain. Like if you think it's 4 years, 4 or 5 years isn't a long time, and that's since Perez nearly won in the Sauber.
Yeah.
Malaysia, like he bottled that, but it was possible.
The actual only one before that is Vettel that's actually happened in Toro Rosso.
Yeah.
What I can think of. Were you actually
Maldonado, really, but there's conspiracy theories about
that. Why? His car he just had it set up right, didn't he?
Yeah, because it was just weird how he was so much quicker than Senna. Senna was nowhere.
Well, Senna's not the best, to be honest with you.
And then he got shunted by Schumacher,
which was a shame in itself.
Yeah, because without that, Schumacher would have won Monaco as well, probably.
That's actually another good point. There's speaking about Senna, the better one.
Check the stream was. Is it still working?
Yeah, it should be. Oh, yeah.
That's my screen's gone black. Carry on.
Oh.
Yeah. Ayrton Senna. There's speaking about conspiracy theories as well. There's a lot of conspiracy theories about his death. In terms, apparently after the crash and everything, the Italian courts, it was in San Marino, which is basically Italy. The Italian court treated it as a murder case.
Yeah, I've seen that.
I've heard about this. Yeah. Because it was the engineers.
Yeah. There was apparently, coincidentally, there was no telemetry at the time. Yeah.
That's coincidence.
There.
Yeah. If I'm right, Adrian Newey and Pat Simmons were only cleared of manslaughter, like 4 years ago. It raged on for a long time.
I'm sure Patrick Head actually got charged because it was past.
Patrick Head,
it was
sorry.
way past the when it actually happened. Statute of limitations. Like it starts from the date of when he was in court, because it took so long.
Yeah.
He'd served his jail sentence by the time it had gone and he'd been charged in court.
Yeah, that's how you do it, yeah. He said he felt something was up, didn't he?
Just a strange one.
I mean, Senna himself said he didn't want to race.
Yeah. If you don't want to race, the driver shouldn't
enough.
race. Yeah. If you feel like there's something wrong, you shouldn't do it.
Yeah. I've just looked this up with Patrick Head.
Always go by your gut.
He was found responsible for Senna's accident, but statute of limitation manslaughter is 7 years 6 months, and the verdict was 13 years after. So.
Right. The popular thing that goes around is that the steering column sheared, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's what the
so they must have found him personally responsible for that. Maybe
he was head
technical director,
engineer.
Yeah.
I mean, it went early enough into the race for it to be a bit suspicious. It was like lap 5 or lap 6, wasn't it? And there was like a first
lap 6, I think.
Italian court said the steering column failure caused by badly designed and badly executed modifications. The responsibility of this falls on Patrick Head.
That sounds to me like it could have been they had a little like a crack might have appeared in practice or something, and they tried to weld it.
Yeah,
and
they tried to
did a shit job or something.
Watch it. I'm sure I heard that as well, which is shocking, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's what people do.
It was 94. It's not like the old days when they went over.
No, and especially as well, the day before the race, they have a death of a driver in qualifying. You know, you'd think
there was something weird about that weekend. Like, I'm not like superstitious at all. But there's just something odd.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what Senna felt as well, isn't it?
Yeah, he felt it. It was there's just something.
Like the start of the race as well, there was a massive crash with Leto and Lamy as well, weren't there?
One of them didn't move, wasn't it?
I think it was Lamy stalled and Leto just
couldn't see him.
Went straight to the back of him. Kind of like Alonso. It happened to Alonso, didn't it, 1 year? I think it was at Malaysia. He got caught out by a stationary car on the grid.
That happens a lot.
I think it happened more in those days. People stalling.
Yeah. There was just something weird.
We got on
about
to
that.
safety, but it's like I found it mad how you didn't even wear seatbelts in the 50s and 60s because they said it'd be safer
to fall out
from the car rather than be trapped in case it caught fire or whatever.
Yeah, that it makes sense.
Yeah. So you see videos of Gilles Villeneuve's crash and it's
awful. I mean, that was 82 though.
Yeah, I mean that was the seat that was just the seat that came out with him strapped in, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It's not nice. That.
Bit of stalling and stuff like that.
On the subject of safety, though, actually. Yeah. I've actually seen earlier today they've been going on about the Halo again.
Oh god.
Charlie Whiting said he's fully intent on bringing it in for next year.
But is it really going to save anybody? Just get more trapped, don't you?
I don't like it.
You get more.
Personally. It was brought in as a reaction to Bianchi, but there was nothing.
That's just a freak accident.
It was just a 1 in a million chance of it going off at that exact point in those exact conditions and a digger being.
I don't think he'd have survived that in a. I don't think he'd have survived that in a.
No, you're dead.
Le Mans
the force of it. Honest. You're just dead, aren't you?
You know, at that speed, he wouldn't have survived that in a road car or anything.
No, yeah.
No, it was just so.
And then apart from that, yeah,
where his head was at the time, his head took the force of it. It's just.
There's nothing they can do to stop that.
And not even a steel beam.
That's why the virtual safety cars now, I feel, which is a great introduction, except on the F1 2016 game.
Well, we all knew they were going to break it on the game. Though,
in real life, it's a very, very good thing.
Like it was tested in Formula 8.
Pit lane loophole. I don't know if they've sorted that. where you could actually gain time by. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just one of those strategic things, isn't it? It's just luck. It's like if you get an actual safety car and you're near the back.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Back in the race.
True that.
Well, it happened in Formula E the other first race of the season this season. The fact that the safety was it virtual, I think they brought out the virtual, or then they brought out the normal safety car. I think it was, and under the virtual, the Grassy pitted, and then they changed it to another safety. Oh yeah, virtual, and then later I think they had another safety car, which then he went from last, then he finished second because he didn't have to save as much time because he had already pitted under the virtual. It's just the luck of the draw.
That's mad lucky, that.
It is crazy. It was he got there and everyone was like, how the bloody hell is he second? Because he pitted like 4 or 5 laps before everybody else, but because of the safety cars and stuff, he saved his energy to the point where he could have made it to the end and been competitive.
Kind of like everyone's reaction to Alonso winning at Singapore. But the thing is, after that race, when Piquet made his confession, a lot of the drivers who were in that race, and only one that comes to mind is Nick Heidfeld, but I know there were a few. They said, like we said after the race, like they've rigged that.
Really, they knew. They just
they knew.
I feel sorry for Piquet. Wasn't he told to do it, Piquet?
Yeah.
I feel really sorry for him. The fact that you're getting straight up told.
I still don't. Yeah, but why would you do that?
It's like when Coulthard I think it was Coulthard, got threatened.
I just not do it and get sacked.
Indianapolis. He got his job got threatened because he wanted to race, but the tyre manufacturer wanted him to pull into the pits. Like, you feel sorry for drivers. What are you going to do? What are you going to do if you're getting threatened?
You want to race?
No, the thing is, you should always really
pressure.
Yeah. I mean, you should always, comparing it to that Coulthard thing, you should always do what's in the best interest of everyone's safety. And obviously, Coulthard not racing then was the best thing to do.
Especially because Thiago Montero
said. Buzzing.
Have it. He was so happy, bless him.
That's the happiest I've ever seen anyone on a podium.
I was a lot happier than the Ferrari drivers. They just sort of shuffled away. It was that Homer Simpson meme, wasn't it?
Yeah.
2 Ferrari drivers. The best thing about that race, the only thing about that race was when they nearly actually hit each other. That would have been fantastic. The Ferraris hit each other when
that would have been the best.
Schumacher came out of the
I know Jordan 1-2.
Jordan.
I would have loved to have seen the rain on the podium.
Imagine Montero if he'd have won. He'd have exploded. Freeze after. Madness. Or Albers. I don't know. Tussle. Yeah, fans would have loved it. They wouldn't have been throwing beer cans on the circuit. Montero would have won.
Why did Ferrari have to use Bridgestones? Like, come on.
Why was there even a competition between tyre? Like, why did that have to be a thing?
Tyre war was fantastic.
Well, clearly not. Just because that was
a very specific race.
So why did that have to be a thing?
Michelin didn't have the shit
imagine
together for one
if it was
race.
Pirelli. No one would have raced. If they were all on just Michelin.
That thing is that basically happened.
Probably,
well,
to be fair, it would have been better, but you get my point.
Yeah.
Like, what would happen then?
Cancellation, something.
Yeah, there's no backup, is there?
Absolutely.
Most of the teams were absolutely pissed anyway.
Yeah, they got hammered, but yeah. I just wondered what.
Well, the thing is that Indianapolis race, they could have come up with a solution. They basically, like the team said, all we need to do is put a chicane in this corner, and it would have been really
Ferrari
easy to do.
it.
Yeah, and of course the FIA agreed with Ferrari.
Yeah, that is bollocks how they are so
at the last minute as well.
It's almost just corrupted some of the stewarding I see in the XRL season.
God.
But anyway, moving on.
God, man.
I was going to say, you're not getting onto that, are you? Let's move on.
No,
we're not moving on to that. Yeah, carry on.
Carry on. I was just going to say Jordan snaked Minardi in that race. Well, not that race, in the actual discussions. Because they weren't going to race, then last minute Jordan said they'll race. Minardi had to race at that point because they needed to try and beat them, the constructors. It ruined the constructors for him. Because obviously Jordan and Minardi were both on 0.
By the way, just going back onto the Senna things again, I'm the only one reading this chat. Ben or Ben Chen, as some people know, F1 driver, he said about the Senna incident, Senna wanted the length of the steering column changed, so they had to lengthen the steering rod, thus the modification. Is that what you lot knew of?
I haven't heard that, but I could believe that because they probably just found a bit of sawn off. They probably just found like the end of a tube they'd sawn and just welded it onto the end of the column. I bet that's what they did if they wanted to make it longer, and it probably failed out the weld.
Thing is, wouldn't Senna have been informed of this?
He would have known, yeah. If he asked for it, he would have known.
Maybe that's why he did my race.
Yeah.
Fucking touche to the two of you, dude. Fucking hell.
Don't they get to do this every time?
But yeah, that's probably why he didn't. He probably wanted it and then realised it wasn't a very good idea and then probably didn't want to race because of it. And
I think Ratzenberg's
to be fair, I don't blame him.
shook
That's
him.
true.
oh yeah, probably shook.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think Barrichello as well being his like prodigy as well.
Yeah, there's so much conspiracy about that weekend. It's untrue. I mean, none of us, I don't think, will ever know.
No.
You know, it's just a shocking, you'll just say coincidence, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, but in a way, like obviously it's not right to say that it's good that it happened, but it has the legacy of it has been good. It acted as a catalyst for a lot of positive change.
Yeah, if he didn't die, imagine how many other people might have.
I mean, we've had one. I mean, back
at least 5 accidents
race
since where they would have died in similar cars to the 90s.
Well, surely Alonso in that last year would have died.
Weber,
Alonso,
possibly on the wall is the
That's
one,
been quite a lot.
Weber incident.
Weber
two Weber incidents, maybe the one at Brazil as well.
It was the hit into the wall for Weber for me.
That was massive.
Not the flying. The flying's fine.
Flying's fine, yeah.
Hit, straight head on.
It's him up. Was he upside down as well?
He can't get a hand while he's. Yeah, he can't get a hand while he's there. Is he just going along?
There's actually thinking about it. There's a lot where they might not have died, but they would have had, like their injuries would have been horrific. Like if you think back to Hamilton's first ever proper crash.
Yeah, I was about to say that.
Nürburgring.
That was a big one.
Yeah,
he'd have broke his leg in that. It'd have been like Schumacher.
What about who was it at Japan? Was it Kvyat that rolled it on the way to the hairpin at Japan? Was it him?
Yeah.
Fucking hell, that would have been.
I don't think that would have been that bad.
Oh god, he rolled loads.
Was it Timo Glock in Japan who crashed at the last corner?
Yeah,
in qualifying.
He fractured his fractured a vertebra, didn't he? And that paved the way for everyone's favourite Jap to make his debut.
At least good came out of that.
We'll do that next week. The Kobayashi tribute next week.
Oh,
what a man! What a man!
Be a good one.
Best overtakes.
Can't wait for him to be in Formula E.
Just on the video bit, just put all his overtakes in Japan 2011 or whatever it was, 2012. Can't remember which year it was. 2011.
It was the hairpin in 2010, wasn't it, in Japan?
That was 2010, possibly.
Yeah. 2012 was his greatest ever drive.
He just owned that corner. I'm surprised they've not renamed that corner after him. I know Suzuka's like a dead classic track, but they should have done it.
He was the marshal of that. Probably the best place to give up the position, really, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, there's not much you can do if you just sling it up the inside. A driver has to comply.
You can't close it on him.
No.
Is that the only thing I need to put, Michael? Is there no proper report? Only the fact that Gary's getting that. I'm fine with that. I'm just fine with just writing it.
Yeah. Our steward's report is easy and done.
Yeah, it's easy and done. But I know, because of course obviously Formula 1 starts this weekend, but next weekend, I because obviously Formula 1 might be exciting, might not, it might be shit, you never know. Next weekend's where the real shit starts. You got Formula E, well, Formula E's already started, but you get my point. Formula E and British Touring Cars. Like, if Formula 1's not exciting, at least we've got that to sort of rely on. If Formula 1's not that good. Because you just know that one of the two of them is going to be great. Yeah, I'm still going to watch obviously F1, but if it's not good, I at least can go, oh well, BTC's next week. You know, I can at least make myself feel happy in some way.
Yeah, Formula E, that Mexico track's just poor.
It's a bit poor, but they're still overtaking there, and last year was very controversial for the fucking overtake and illegal overtake and letting them through, and then he just cut the corner and went, fuck you, I'm taking my position back, and it was like, alright, what the fuck is going on? I love that so much. I like the hell out of that. I don't know. I'm fascinated to see if Buemi wins again. I say it like that. It's the only that's because he just doesn't qualify well, so he has to overtake. He forces himself to.
Like overtake. I said, I must just catch a glimpse of like a dead random set of sessions because whenever I've seen a leaderboard, Buemi's at the front. So, because I don't watch Formula E,
he just doesn't qualify on pole.
Dominated it.
He just fucks up every time in pole. Well, the way pole position is worked, he can qualify on pole, but then in super pole he'll fuck up. So he won't qualify on pole. But that's how he does it.
But what about ultra pole? Is that not a thing?
No, ultra pole's not a thing. Might be as they go along, but he just somehow cocks up. Of course, Prost is nowhere as always. I don't know why. I'd like to see. I know Gutierrez isn't there very good at it. I just somehow like to see Gutierrez put it on pole and then win that race, just because it's in Mexico. For him, I just like to see that happen.
You might be disappointed.
That will not happen.
It might happen though, because anyone the first race of the season, I think PK was on pole and he's in a crap car. They got a 1-2, didn't they?
Buemi will just win. Buemi could not be in the race and still win. He could be dead and still win.
No, he didn't win that one time when he started at the back of the grid, did he?
Post human
posthumous
whatever. Yeah.
Race.
Could you imagine if it rains in Mexico for the first time?
Does one better than Jochen Rindt?
Carry the coffin up to the podium. Quite a touch.
But BTCC will be good because it's just there's like 30 cars within a second or two with BTCC, so it's just
that'd be an awkward podium interview though.
Eddie Jordan
morbidly funny.
God.
Yeah.
I think that's a good note to end it, really.
Is that? Is that were we ending at someone hypothetically dying?
That lovely thought.
Oh god, we're ending it on a sour note?
No.
Well, okay, let's not end it on a sour note. Who's winning Australia tomorrow?
I'll tell you what.
I'll give myself a little plug because I was going to say I'm a bit gutted. I'm missing BTCC next weekend.
Yeah,
because I'm racing myself.
Whee!
So it's for a good reason, I suppose.
Yeah, good reason, but record it. Record
the
it.
UKC grads. I'm recording it. I'll link you all if you like.
I don't know. Might even be live. Has a team which goes in that, I think.
Hertfordshire,
the universities which
beat them, Adam. Beat the crap out. Beat them. Sorry, Joe.
No, Hertfordshire does have
the
a place
individual drivers championship, so I'll try and beat all
Hertfordshire does have like a couple of drivers which are really good. Apparently, we have an F2 driver which came to this university or something.
Was that Ramon Pinheiro?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, he did it 1 year. I know a few others did it. Tom Oliphant did it. I can't remember what he's racing now, but he was like a really good driver in Ginettas. Yeah, it's good championship.
Who's that guy I've got to look out for?
Yeah, Hertfordshire have been a good team.
That guy. Yeah, who have I got to look out for?
Max Coates. Yeah.
Max Coates, right. I'll be looking out for. Shouting at my TV just for him in the clear cut race.
Okay.
You said anyway, Australia.
Anyway.
Yeah, who's winning it?
Yeah.
We were going to say Hamilton?
Well,
Lewis.
I'll go full beans. Yeah, it's going to be Lewis.
Top three.
You're going on, man.
Keep it more interesting.
Top three. Hamilton to win. Yeah. I think it'll be Mercedes 1 too.
Yeah.
But I'm wanting and I'm hoping Raikkonen third.
Yeah, I'm feeling that.
I'm gonna hope for
but
it.
I think it'll be Hamilton, Vettel, Ricardo, Bottas.
Right.
We'll go something different.
I'm gonna go Hamilton, Bottas, Vettel. It's just
boring.
Boring as fuck. But
it's like the 2015 season, isn't it? Where it is just the same podium.
It's gonna be, isn't it? God, they've left us with high hopes, haven't they?
We're brilliant.
Wouldn't it be great if the podium's like Van Dorn, Verline, and fucking Kvyat?
Yes. Vettel's gonna.
The odds on that would be.
Vettel's gonna get a podium and then be pissed off. That's what he's gonna do.
It'd be even better if it was Bruno Giacomelli in the life. Rocking up. Everyone else retires, crash on first corner. You know, 2002 race. That happens. Everyone retires.
Fucking Force India.
Yeah, but he's got to make the finish.
W12 in the pits, firing himself up. Does 2 laps, engine cover flies off, he comes back in.
But the worst thing is, it's probably that bad it could fire itself up.
In fact, it'd take him a few days, but he'll complete those 58 laps. Nothing will stop him.
Will, here's a question for you both. Well,
I've just got that thought of all these like massively impressive F1 cars on the grid, and then just a line of F1 car at the back.
Will is a good question.
Hanging on for dear life.
Will
life first safety car.
Will both McLarens finish the race tomorrow? Well, not tomorrow, the day after, obviously.
No,
neither McLarens will finish.
Put it this way: they'll either they'll have a retirement, or they'll be
slow as anything. Just try and crawl it home, yeah.
Which they could do. That's quite possible. But judging from that on board, like literally the gear changes, I can't describe it.
They're not synced.
No. Not even slightly. It's
Are they gearing up and then waiting 10 seconds for it to get into gear?
Pretty much.
They've actually got a clutch or some shit.
Well, no, but it's like they have.
Fuck.
Yeah, it's not brilliant. But hopefully they do. Hopefully they get some kind of miracle.
Oh, miracle.
Score a point.
I feel sorry for them.
You have to watch that. You have to watch the onboard clip of the sound of that.
It's the sound. It's just it's unlike any other F1 car I've ever heard that's not breaking down. Like you won't believe it's not breaking down.
Right. On the great news of Honda doing fantastically well. Good God. No one's ever going to buy a hybrid Honda, are they? After what they've done.
No.
It's been pretty much a PR disaster.
Best bet they've got now is that Honda Clarity. It's
still waiting for VTEC to kick in.
Yo.
Life have been waiting since 1990 for that.
Hey, stop. Can you imagine that driver who finished like 40 laps down in that car?
What a combo. Alpice in the life. Best thing is, obviously, because it was 1968 when he did those races. So he'd be about 50 odd in 1990. Great.
On the note of quite
happy or not to end it on.
Yeah, that's a fantastic note to end it on. Hopefully, us rambling on about random crap has been entertaining. I don't know. We'll be here next week. We're not sure what's happening with the F1 and GP2 divisions. We're not sure they're being streamed or anything because obviously of complications. But GP3 definitely will be on Tuesday, which you'll be watching. You'll see. Anyway, you've got F4, so fun times. But and also, if you haven't already, I'm very sure a lot of you have read it. There was a post made on the forum like last sort of midnight, like really sort of late on last night by me. And if you haven't, I'd advise you to read it because it's a fairly long and detailed post, which you all need to sort of know about, and probably have. But yeah, this has been a lot of fun.
It's been pretty good.
Hopefully, we all learnt something.
Better at all.
Well, it's run better than life anyway.
Jesus Christ.
So that's why it's so depressing. Why do they have to be called that?
Oh, no.
Almost sort of, I don't know. Not
Not
ironic. It would have been ironic if they were called, like, Great or something. Fast.
Brilliant.
Yeah,
Brilliant F1 team.
Rapid F1. Yeah. Oh, gee, I forgot about that. But, anyway, it's now the 9th lap, and we're going to conk out. So, good night, everybody.
Cheers.